Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to my friend plays Kerbal Space Program for the first time. Bear with us in the opening here because we're trying to work out some technical difficulties. As you can see, we've got a proper mouse and keyboard set up here, but it's not providing us any button prompts using the mouse and keyboard.
Oh.
So, that's a little bit of an issue. Anyway, my name's Alan.
My name's Galen.
And Galen's gonna be playing here because he's my friend and he's the one who's never played Kerbal Space Program before.
Yes.
So if you hover over Kerbal Space 7, and can you like double click it? No, right there. Double click on it or something. Can you scroll in to zoom in and?
Nope. Coming to you live. This is going to be a stream for the next 2 hours, and me just rotating around the planet.
Maybe I'll just grab
the controls.
Okay.
Is there a way to do controls on that to like adjust? We can adjust with the Xbox controller first to set it up for the keyboard. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, if we go to controls, no, settings.
Analog throttle, huh? Temperature gauges? Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I see. There's a problem.
What's the problem?
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Oh no.
Yeah. By the way, I need to check our audio to make sure that our levels are good and we're coming through clear and everything because
That doesn't
we
sound like we're
brand
shouting.
new mic for
Yeah.
the first time. So
Whole new setup.
yeah, exactly. We've got like a little desk that sits on the couch.
Nerdy tech.
Interesting audio quality.
Is it bad or good?
Not strictly bad. You know, it's different. I'll say that. But you know, I think we can work with this. I think this is fine.
Yeah, I would agree. It doesn't. Yeah, it's just a little bit of. I would say it's a production quality that's better than it's been.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better or worse than the headset, but certainly for having two of us on the couch, it's going to be better in that regard.
Yeah.
My only concern is that we might be a little quiet, so I am going to play around with the properties a little bit, see if I can boost that.
Boost. Oh, can I not pan on this menu?
Right click, maybe?
Nope.
Oh, really? That's supposed to work.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so I suspect what's happening is that a lot of things that work for the PC version just for some reason are not working here. So if you would like, you can go back to the controller.
We could. That works. You want to do that?
If you want to, yeah.
But it doesn't seem like much is actually. Yeah.
That's kind of disappointing. I think the keyboard will really be much better. Well, certainly the mouse will be helpful at certain opportunities, especially for building, like the precision placement of certain parts. So hold on. If we go to somewhere, there should be an option to open up a previous rocket that we've done.
Yes. Right, because of our last rocket that we did. Utility?
If you hit pause on the controller?
Open a craft?
Yeah, there we go. What did we name it? Kirby? Kirby Mark II? I think that's what it was.
That was what we were at, yeah. Because, do we have a Kirby Mark 1?
We do. Go up a little. Just a little. Kirby. It's not Mark 1, it's just Kirby.
Really?
Yeah, so there's Kirby, Kirby Mark II, and then an autosave version of Kirby Mark II. Which I don't remember what the difference is between.
This one I guess we should start with?
Hold on. 25 parts, 8 stages, costs 9,500 something.
It's the same. It's the same.
Let's go for the autosave one, because that's probably the most recent version of whatever
we made.
Yeah. So, what do you remember from last time?
We crashed every time.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
We need a little bit more fuel and to have a better trajectory.
We would need more fuel to achieve orbit, yes.
Which was my main goal.
But our contract at the moment, we have 2 contracts at the moment. One is to get to space.
Oh, I can't look up the contract from this menu, can I?
You can, if you use the mouse and go down to the left, that one.
No contract?
Let's go back to the Space Center. Let's check on our status here. Let's go to, do you remember which building it is? It's right above the V8. Nope, to the right.
This one?
That one, yep.
Alright.
So let's take a look at active.
None.
Huh.
Archived?
So let's go to available.
Okay.
Let's pick escape the atmosphere.
That one?
Yep.
Accept mission?
Yep. And let's also pick orbit curving. So
Those are
after
two good goals to
the
have.
stream last time, I exited and I saved everything. At least I'm pretty sure I did. So I don't know. We might have been set back slightly.
Maybe. Before we actually launched.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't think I did that, but I don't know. Maybe I screwed up. So you can actually use the mouse here.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember how this one worked.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this one's a little janky.
Yeah, exactly. So
the mouse with the gamepad will probably be the
hopefully
best of both worlds. Because I can do this to the gamepad for the mouse, which will help a lot.
Right. Hopefully the shortcuts and everything for the keyboard will work in flight, because that's when they're most critical.
Yeah.
But
how do I?
Confused with moist critical.
Moist critical. We just hit 10 million subscribers.
Hey, congratulations! Did he come out here to celebrate?
Nope.
Well, he can fart right off then. Hey, open invitation to Moist Critical to join me with my viewer. That would actually be really nice if he did that.
That'd be cool.
Okay, yeah, so I think you're all set up. So it looks like we got booster, separate, and then liquid rocket, and then separate, and at the same time fire the
Final
top
rocket.
liquid rocket.
Right.
And then separate, and then deploy parachute.
Should we put a little more of these in here?
So I think we were running up against either the part limit or the weight limit.
Oh, it was definitely the weight limit. Yeah. So we just have to try and orbit so we can get... I'm assuming that the way this game is you complete contracts and then you get to unlock more stuff, basically, that are more efficient.
You complete contracts, which will give you funds, and then the funds will, in turn, allow you to spend them on buildings and stuff to upgrade them.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, kind of yes,
but also
not
no.
directly.
Yes, but also no.
Yeah.
So I guess we can just launch, right?
Yeah, you're free to launch.
Launch?
No, yeah, hit pause.
Oh, right.
Launch.
Right. If I recall from last time.
Welcome yourself to some
Oh, some popcorn. Yeah, thank you.
So SAS on. Let's find out. Uh-oh.
Do we not get a keyboard for
That's such a disappointment.
Shoot.
This keyboard is on, right? Like, I mean, I know it's lighting up, but
It's actually on, right? As far as...
yeah, that's what I'm gonna... Yeah, it's on.
Is it actually connected?
It's just there, GB late. It should be. I don't know. Like, what the heck? Maybe if I cycle it real quick.
What'd I do?
Oh. So it seems like some of the buttons work. Hold on. Wait, don't move anything. You're not moving anything, right?
Nope.
Okay, so the pitch and yaw and all that controls, those definitely work. Let's see if staging works. And we will allow us to revert this one just because we're trying to figure this out.
The mulligan.
Okay, staging doesn't work. Throttle controls don't work. Fine attitude control don't work. Does time speeding up work? Nope. Like almost nothing works. That's really frustrating because I looked this up on Google too, or maybe it was on Bing, and it said that
It would work.
It said that the game supported keyboard and mouse. So hey squad, what the hell?
Support it on Xbox as well?
Yeah, that's specifically what I looked up. Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition Keyboard. Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition brings mouse and keyboard support to PS5 and Xbox Series XS.
Okay.
If you've got the console version, there's now a free Enhanced Edition upgrade available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, which includes mouse and keyboard support. I know, by the way, that the connection between the keyboard and the console has to be good because it's the same dongle for both the mouse and the keyboard.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so the mouse is working, which means that the keyboard has to as well.
Is there a specific...
this upgrade is free, but it's a little
you literally
confusing.
have the Enhanced Edition, yeah.
Yeah. As somebody with the base Kerbal Space Program and blah, 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 then I was able to get the Enhanced Edition if I didn't do it in that order, whatever. I wonder if maybe I just didn't upgrade something or update something, and let me check real quick.
Manage add-ons.
Updates. Not seeing anything yet.
Okay.
We'll check back on that later. I say, you know what? Let's just fly. So I. Careful.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stick with auto for now.
Oh, cheers. Blocked. No, auto. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So,
okay.
last time, as you'll recall, I gave you a couple extra reverts.
Oh, jeez.
I was just about to say you're not getting any reverts this time, so let's start leaning towards the map you just staged again. Stage.
Oh, Jesus.
Keep staging. Just stage.
Oh, jeez.
So this is a game that requires a lot of precision.
Yeah, I just kind of hit buttons. I'm sorry. No mulligan on that one, I suppose.
You're gonna have to eat. So the good news is Jebediah didn't die. That would be the real big cost. Funds, we can get more of those.
All right.
Most likely, none of the buildings got destroyed. Also,
that can happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
goodness
can
gracious.
absolutely destroy the buildings.
That's not fun.
No, it's not. Why are you spinning so much?
I don't know. Hey, Jebediah's alive.
So let's recover it.
Okay, how do we do that?
Mouse up to the top. Recover vessel. Recover vessel.
We can rebuild. Data gathered, nothing.
We have the technology. Hey, you got 0.8 science from crashing your rocket. Good job.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's exit that. Let's hover over the launch pad. And let's just launch again. Autosave shift. Yep.
Okay.
And just hit A to launch.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. You don't have to actually rebuild it. You just have the auto saved as a.
Yep.
I got you. All right. Okay, so A launches.
Yeah. So A will launch you.
The reason I didn't know what was going on, so I was pressing A before to try and interact with stuff, and it wasn't launching. So I was like, "Oh, A is safe."
Okay. The game kind of screwed you there then. Okay. Yeah. So let's set our throttle at about half.
There we go. That's what I wanted.
Right? Yeah, right about there. Okay, now remember, on the little gimbal, the orange line on the bottom is north.
Mm-hmm.
The 90 to the right is east. The 180 is south. And the 270 on the left is west.
East? I thought you said west.
That's west, Patrick.
You're fired again.
You're fired.
All right.
So what you want to do, do you remember how to, get as close to space as you can?
Launch and hold it at a decent angle.
Pretty much.
Somewhat. And then skip across the atmosphere so you don't burn up as you re-enter.
Mm-hmm. So before, we had a lot of Z velocity.
Yes.
In a Z coordinate system.
Mm-hmm.
What we really want is a lot more X and a lot more Y.
Mm-hmm.
More, if X is east to west, we want pretty much all X and no Y.
Yes.
And we're right on the equator. So that makes that much simpler.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, fun fact, the launch point for most rockets from the U.S. is Cape Canaveral in Florida, which is like 10 degrees above the equator or something.
Like that, yeah.
Maybe it's like 20, I don't know. So what that actually ends up meaning is that for real life rockets, they end up having to launch, and then because their starting point, even if they face perfectly east, their launch will set them in an inclined orbit, which means that they then have to correct that if they want to be perfectly equatorial to match like Hubble telescope or the ISS or something like that.
I heard they're crashing the ISS into the ocean in 2031.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard recently. They're retiring it in such a fashion. What an epic way to go, though.
Seems like kind of a giant waste.
From what I heard, apparently it's done. At that point, it'll have done most of the science it needs to do, I guess. I agree with you, though. I don't understand why not just keep it up there, but at the same time, we're not.
ISS retirement. The International Space Station to be retired and crashed into CNN. Okay, interesting.
Interesting. Was I right? Was it 2031?
I don't know. I didn't see a date.
Okay, so.
By 2031, by crashing it into the Pacific Ocean.
Interesting. All right.
Why?
Does it say why? You alright, man?
Got a tiny little popcorn kernel stuck in my molar.
That's the worst. Should I launch? I guess I'll just launch.
Yep. Launch and start nosing east a little. Just a little bit at first, and then as you climb higher, you want to start getting a lot more aggressive. By the time we get to about 40,000 meters, you want to be most of the way leading over.
Gotcha. 40,000 meters, you said?
Yeah. Hold there for a second. Uh-oh.
What?
You're nosing over a lot. Uh-oh. This is technically a new launch, so you do get 2 more mulligans.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Oh, boy.
Why did it fail so bad? I mean, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, you staged again. You're firing your liquid rocket now. And now you're firing both.
Okay.
Let's revert that. Okay, so you get
One more mulligan.
One more revert.
Oh. I didn't realize I was... Alright, whatever.
It's alright. So let's turn your throttle down a little bit. Let's turn SAS on, by the way.
Why was that off?
It defaults off.
Oh. I thought I had left it on.
There might be a setting or something to default it to on. Alright, let's launch.
Okay.
So, yeah, in the early stages, you want to be more gentle with your... You still want to lean a little, but not very much. A little more.
I guess it was a little aggressive in the beginning.
Yeah, let's hold there.
Where do I see my fuel? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, fuel's on the left there.
I don't know what. Do I recall it being on the right last time?
No. You might be thinking of the VAB,
Oh, yeah.
where all the stages are on the right, but then when you're flying, they all show up on the left. I'm not sure why it does that, but... Okay. Start leaning a little bit more. Not a ton more, but a little bit. Also, bring yourself down onto the 90 line.
How do I do that again?
With the left stick. Push up on it, I think. Well, yeah, like that. And you want to make sure that your little like dot on your in the middle of your chevron sort of thing is right on the 90.
No. There we go.
Yeah, so the y-axis for your pitch is going to be inverted. Well, your pitch is going to be inverted. The y-axis for your pitch. Oh yeah, thanks, genius. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's lean a little more. Keep leaning. You should be at about the 45 right now. There's also roll controls to like rotate.
I have no idea how to do that yet.
I think it should be the right stick, just like that.
Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted.
Beautiful. Okay, lean over more. Lean over more.
Okay.
Keep going. Lean over more. More.
Oh.
And let's throttle down. Throttle way down. Throttle to like just above 0. Keep going down. There you go. Okay, let's get over. Lean over more. Lean over 0 on the horizon. In fact, let's cut throttle right now and let's take a look at the map.
How do I look at the map again?
Hover your cursor over to the bottom left and find map view. Okay, so let's drag the view around so we can see. Hover your cursor over the AP there. Okay, apoapsis is 86,000. So we're going to wait until we get... So let's zoom in a little, so scroll in.
Nope.
Take your mouse off the apoapsis and scroll a little.
Nope.
What the hell? Okay, try scrolling in with the controller. Left stick, maybe, or...
Nope. How do I get back to...
Okay, so we're, you gotta click on the map again.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, so we're right almost at apoapsis, so let's fire full, and we're gonna keep ourselves facing the horizon. So we're gonna see just how close we can get the orbit here. Let's take a look in the map mode, and let's cut the engine. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so not even sort of close. We got a long way to go before we get to orbit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was expecting, though. Honestly, I think the way we have it now is pretty good. So let's burn up the rest of our fuel. And, yeah, no, we had a tiny amount left.
Great burn. I guess I'm gonna start aiming.
So yeah, while we're up here in space, let's do a little science. So let's do like a crew report.
How do I do that again?
So zoom in. Click in the left stick and move it forward. Click in the right stick and move it forward. Shit, I forget how to do this.
How do I? Oh no.
I've never used the controller before, so.
Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay.
Okay. We'll do it from afar for right now. Let's just hover your mouse over the science parts, and you're gonna right click on each one, or left click. There you go. Whichever one brings up that menu.
There we go.
Let's keep that. And you can't like scroll forward to zoom in.
No, I literally cannot.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
You've offset the camera now a little.
Oh, I'm rolling all over the place too.
Turn your SAS on.
Why is it off?
Maybe because you ran out of batteries. I'm not sure.
No.
Oh. Maybe you hit a button that turned it off.
Maybe.
I think it's B to turn that on and off. Okay, so you want to find your thermometer, which should be, I think you placed it right next to your mystery goo.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever that is, no, that's the crew hatch. Nope, that's the goo.
I want to do the other one too, don't I, or no?
Well, yeah, but it's more important to get the different types of experiments. And it may take us that's the goo.
Should I do that again?
Sure, might as well. Let's get a crew report, and then we'll try to find that thermometer.
How do I do crew report again?
Click on the crew hatch, or right click.
Okay.
Well, you wanted to do that anyway, so that's fine.
Okay. I was like, what do I do? Okay.
I'm pretty sure maybe you just right click on the.
What?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's you gotta click on the pod itself, not the hatch. So,
Gotcha.
Crew report.
There we go. Keep.
Mm-hmm. Now try to find those thermometers. Oh, you're out of space.
So I can't.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to get out anyway.
Yeah. So you drop below 70, so you're no longer in the space biome.
Meaning I can't actually jump out.
Right, which means that the crew report that you just collected is probably for the upper atmosphere instead of for space near Kerbin.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Maybe? Nope.
Face yourself retrograde.
Which is...
Yep, that way.
Right here?
Yep. Up a little.
Up here?
Yep.
Okay. Am I overheating?
And hope and pray.
Okay. If I hit staging one more, like, if I hit A one more time, that's just going to do 2, right?
If you hit A again, that will prime your parachute to deploy.
Gotcha, so I need to just wait on that.
Yep. You want to wait until it's not red to be safe.
Ooh.
And we're slowing down. We're no longer on fire.
That's nice. Okay.
We are only hypersonic right now.
So I can do...
Okay, now we're about supersonic.
Supersonic?
Yep.
Oh, right. Supersonic is above
And
333.
I think we're subsonic now.
Yes, we are.
Alright, you can go ahead and deploy your chute. And if you hover your mouse in the top left, excuse me, and you click on one of those arrows there, you can actually warp time.
Okay. Hello?
There you go. Now, you want to be careful with this because on big and unwieldy crafts that are made of like a lot of different parts, so there's two types of time warp. There's the time warp that we can do in atmosphere, which is like physics time warp or something, where all of the physics are still engaged, but it just speeds up the time that they take place in. And that's really dangerous. So you got to be careful doing that because really big craft or things with a lot of different parts, they're going to end up being less stable, and they're likely to kind of freak out and just like blow themselves up.
Gotcha.
Hey, the right kind of pilot! You've been in space and landed safely back home. Congrats, you did it!
We did it. We did it.
We did it! Hooray!
All right.
Governor Wetzel. No, you can do it from that menu. Nope, to the right, down.
Oh, recover.
Right.
Nice.
You went right over it.
Whoops.
That's fine.
Brain don't work too good, apparently.
All right. Half an hour later, we made it to space and back.
53 science.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay. And we've got 314,000 funds.
314,000? Is that what we got from it?
No.
We have total. Okay.
We got like 150,000-ish.
Right, because we completed the one thing, right? Okay. Okay. Zero reputation. Okay.
No XP gain. Screw you, game.
Stupidity. Bobcast, I guess.
Yeah. So here's where you go to hire Kerbals. Courage and stupidity, as far as I know, does nothing.
Interesting.
It might have some effect on like the G-forces they can withstand or something, but I don't think so.
The dumber you are, the less G-force you can withstand. Does that mean Bobcast just shouldn't be orbiting Earth?
I don't know, man. I don't really think it means anything. I pretty much just ignore it. Are there any fun names here?
Lizard?
Bobcast, Tamsby, Ribble, Tanbert, no. So, one of the cool things that the devs for this game did was, when this game was in early alpha, there were a lot of YouTubers who really helped to
Promote it.
Yeah, like promote the game and bring it into like public consciousness. And so they actually named most of these Kerbals are just like randomly generated, but some of them are named after YouTubers.
Really?
So there's like a Kurt Kerman for Kurt J. Mack. There's a Scott Kerman who may or may not be for Scott Manley. Not sure. Okay, yeah, so if you want, you can hire a couple Kerbals.
I'm good.
Okay, let's get out of here then. So let's go to R&D.
What's that one, right?
Nope, that's the space plane
Oops.
here.
Oopsies.
Pause, and yep, return to space.
And, why I didn't even mean to hit that time.
It's kind of an inconveniently placed button.
It is. When we played ODST last, I think I hit it like 5 times accidentally. It was so bad.
Oh yeah, speaking of the last time we played ODST, we were gonna be live on Thursday playing ODST, and somebody leaked coolant all over the Philly suburbs.
Yeah.
Destroyed the local ecosystem.
I-76 is ruined now.
Yep.
Nobody can take the blue route.
Okay. So yeah, you can research the one on the bottom first, and then.
That's right. We said we were going to do it in a tier list.
Yeah, you have to research all of the cheapest options before you can research anything more expensive.
So that.
Yep, stability and then heavy rocketry. or whatever the one on top is. I think it's heavy rocketry.
General.
Rocketry. Excuse me.
General rocketry.
Okay, so yeah, so you can start buying parts now that you want that we've just researched. Oh wow, you had like just enough science for that.
Where's my science again?
Up at the top.
Oh, 0.8. That's all
Yeah.
I've got left. That's all I've got. Okay, so now what
so click on the ones that you just researched. And now you can start hovering over different parts, and you can just buy them all, or you can investigate each one.
A heat shield would be nice. I'm assuming the heat shield's good for just being retrograde, and it helps with the... Right?
With returning with litho braking, yep.
Because, I mean, obviously, it's just a...
Yeah, so...
it's on the bottom. It would typically be on the bottom of your pod.
Yeah, so the way that the heat shield works, very similar to how heat shields work in real life, is they're made of an ablative. And so what that means is that, and I'm not just saying this for your benefit, but also for the chat.
Of course.
And that's going to be a thing for many things that I'll
recurring,
explain. Because I know that you know, being an engineer, or at least studying to be an engineer. You know what?
So I gotta have ourselves.
Our first episode, we titled "A Physicist and an Engineer Walk into a Couch." We are neither of those things. At least not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Probably one day. But so ablatives work like as you're passing through a medium, you're gonna have a lot of friction with the air, so your craft is going to heat up, and the idea with the heat shield is just that it's an ablative, so it's made of material that burns fairly easily, and as it burns, a lot of it's going to turn into a gas and disperse, and so because it turns into a gas, it's going to rapidly expand in volume, which will drop its temperature. So it's, the way that it works is basically, it's a similar concept to sweat. Same basic principle.
Yeah.
And you're bleeding off heat by letting your ablative absorb it. The ablative is also in front of the craft, so it's going to be the part that's interacting with the atmosphere the most. So
it's going to take the brunt of the friction, basically.
Yep.
Fluid friction of air.
Yep, exactly.
I guess I could just I definitely want the heat shield.
You have the funds to just buy everything.
Well, I'll just buy everything then. Why not?
But okay.
Should have said that but a little sooner.
Well, it's fine.
My bad.
No, it's totally fine. Okay, so aerodynamic nose cone. Aerodynamics are a real thing in this game. So, putting a nose cone on top of like a flat rocket is going to generally be better for your aerodynamics than just having the flat rocket, because that'll produce more drag.
Right. Meaning, you reduce the amount of fuel needed to get a certain height, essentially.
And for those of you wondering how nose cones work, it's the same basic principle as a wedge. It's like an inclined plane.
It's an inclined plane that basically it deals with subsonic and sonic flight. Depending on the incline, if you have a more blunt nose, you will have a supersonic what is it called? You'll have a shockwave in front of the cone. Wedge, though, if you have it at the correct incline, there will not be a shockwave that is normal to the surface. It will actually be oblique, meaning that it will not...
Normal to the surface, meaning perpendicular.
Yeah, so like, let's say it's a flat cone.
So those of you who may not be engineers or physicists, there's a lot of terminology that gets thrown around that has like a kind of general connotation in...
Normal. What is normal?
Normal speaking. Yeah, exactly. Normal speaking. But in specific fields of engineering and science, there's going to be certain words like normal, which will have very
different meaning to what we think of it.
You might say meanings that are going to mean very specific things that don't apply in the
everyday vernacular
sense.
Yeah.
To avoid using the word normal again.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, nose cone.
How do I just buy an individual thing? Is that not a thing?
I thought it was supposed to be. hold on. I'm pretty sure that is a thing.
Okay, well,
okay.
we don't know that now.
Maybe if you hit X for more info.
That was B. Whoops.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, wait. I'm pretty sure if it's giving us the prompt, it shouldn't kick us out.
That was X, believe it or not.
Did you hit X on the keyboard? Or
On the pad, on the gamepad. Should I hit on the keyboard?
No.
I was gonna say. No, it just goes right back to the start.
Weird? Okay, so if you hover over it, then hit X. What the hell?
Okay.
Who made this game?
Okay, why don't we click on it and then hit X? Okay.
Maybe
Fantastic.
if you hover... Hold on. Yeah,
There we go. Oh, well, hello. Oh. Okay. It's really messing with my head because
half of the struggle of this game, you thought the learning curve was going to be the rocketry.
No.
Oh, no. The learning curve is just learning the controls. You're going to want to buy everything anyway.
Fine.
They're
Okay.
all good stuff.
I can just go back to here, right?
Let's take a look at the launch pad. Let's see if we can upgrade that, because we did have an issue with weight.
Okay. Edit vessel, change flag. Manage crew. Set launch site.
Let's return to the Space Center.
Wait. Return to Space Center.
Hover over it and hit X.
Upgrade.
Okay, so you can upgrade it for 150 grand. I would recommend you do that.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did we upgrade? We upgraded the wrong thing.
Load game.
No, it's too late.
Shoot.
Your one that, yeah, it's...
It already happened.
Yeah, 42 minutes, so we're...
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Sorry, we'll get more funds.
Oh, that was a launch pad, wasn't it?
No, we did not upgrade the launch pad. We upgraded the... Oh, well, okay.
That worked too.
Upgrading the launch pad was only 50 grand. That's fine. Okay, let's take a look at the contracts that we can get first. So we do still have an active contract to orbit Kerbal.
Yes.
So that can be our next goal.
How do I leave?
Start.
Right. Return to Space Center. That would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Contracts.
Nope, not the astronaut.
This one?
Nope, to the right.
Oh, right, the little one.
Yep, yeah.
Active? Unavailable.
Okay, let's see. You don't want to do any of this.
No. All right, let's orbit Kerbal.
Alright, cool. We can get 30 grand for this. So, let's see what we can build for under 30 grand. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you.
Yes. The onion.
So you initially gravitated directly towards the Mark 1 command pod. Command pod.
Podule.
That's going to be a big now. The module. One thing I do want to point out about the Onion reentry module, that has a decoupler built in.
Okay.
So that can actually save you some parts. It also has ablative built in.
Okay, that's nice.
So that's generally going to have a higher survival rate than the Mark 1 command module.
I see. Monopropellant. What is a monopropellant in this context?
Monopropellant is the fuel for RCS thrusters and certain rockets that use... It's just a different type of rocket fuel, basically.
Gotcha. Electrical charge, ejection force. Okay, and it has a little blader on it. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay.
So, you want this to orbit Kerbal. So let's put a couple science modules on.
Okay, science. Commanding engines.
Down. The atom symbol.
Science. We do...
And let's turn on the symmetry. Down.
Right here?
To the left. Down. You were right next to it. Down. Right there.
Ah. Gotcha. Single symmetry, that works.
Well, it's
Single symmetry, yeah. Single symmetry.
No, that's. I don't think it's called single symmetry.
This is double. This is triple. Yes, it is double symmetry.
Okay, okay. I'm like, I don't know if you know something I don't, or if you're trying to gaslight me here.
It was, and then I used an incorrect term, and then I just decided to gaslight you with it.
Okay.
So my apologies.
No, just click. Don't drag. There you go. And just move over. There you go.
Right. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, you can see how much easier it is to use the mouse than the.
Yeah. Okay. Should we do the thermometer too? We didn't even get to do it last time.
So it's generally a good idea to put when you're going someplace new. It's generally a good idea to put on any science experiment that you have not done in the place that you haven't
Been
gone.
Okay.
That you're going to.
That you're going to. So we should do the barometer then too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that will be useful, surprisingly, not just in the atmosphere. That will give you data in space.
All right, cool. That makes sense. I mean, it's still a barometer. You still checking the local pressure, even if it's 0, quote unquote. You don't necessarily know if it's exactly 0.
Hey, you don't know. Maybe it's measuring the solar pressure.
Very true.
Okay. You're gonna want a parachute.
Nah, it's fine. We'll just jump out at the last minute.
Down, 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 down.
Utility.
And now you have a couple different options for parachutes. You probably still only want the normal. Well, you put on whatever parachutes you want.
It says real mount version of the MK25. Okay, this is the MK20. No, that's a 16. Okay. Small deploys high up and certainly not enough to stop you smashing into the ground on its own, but useful for slowing craft down before the deployment of your main pursuits. So these are just supplementary. Well, considering I gotta not drag. I'll just do the basic one. Why not? We're trying to keep our costs down.
No, you can't, right? If you right click and drag. No, I'm sorry, from not in that menu. Just like if you hover over the floor, just right click and drag. Yeah, just adjust the camera. Never mind.
No, I have to do it with the gamepad.
I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying.
Fuel tanks.
Yeah.
We have new ones?
We do. We
That's
have
a new one.
Bigger fuel tanks.
Okay. Mass is... The mass is literally just double. Okay.
By the way, do you want to do a little math?
Sure, let's do a little math.
Okay.
Oh, I see, but this is cheaper, so it makes more sense to do this. I saved $25 by doing the double.
I have a drawing, right?
No. Oh, there we go. I don't know, do you? And you said the onion already has a decoupler on it, so I don't have to worry about doing a decoupler.
Draw math equations.
Right? This is
Do you know of an app that will let me, like,
convert.
physically draw equations, and it'll be like, oh, I recognize what this is?
The only one I can think of is Photomath, but Photomath itself, you have to actually take a photo of whatever you drew.
One second.
I remember I used to use Photomath for Calculus 2 with Gigi.
Yeah.
Because you know how I gave us like 30 problems? And it wasn't like it was homework, it was just like,
Right.
try these, right? So
I
if
just like practice these, and I pretended they didn't exist.
But I actually, like, because I was not failing in the class, but like I was struggling with some of the concepts. I remember that.
No.
After I was doing
Let's
that.
be real. Because you were a good student, and I was a shitty one.
Yeah, but you understood the material way better than I did without having to actually do any work. Plus, you already took math. You had already taken that level of math.
I did not remember remember most of that class, actually. Towards the end, I did remember the radial stuff, although I was not very good at that the first time around. Also, let's be real, the first time that I took calculus, I once again was not a good student. So... Right, so do you remember the difference between solid rocket boosters and liquid engines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a liquid engine here. So, which one do I want, though?
So, one of them, let's take a look at some of their characteristics. So, that's got 160, Jesus Christ, okay, 205 kilonewtons.
Sorry.
The other one has 165 kilonewtons of thrust. So,
what's ASL? Oh, in vacuum or...
Right, atmosphere, and then vacuum.
What's ASL stand for, though? Atmosphere SL? What's SL?
Not sure.
Interesting.
AS, I assume, is atmosphere.
So this one is better.
Lithosphere, maybe? I don't know. Point is, atmosphere, 205 at sea level. Atmospheric sea level.
That makes sense.
And then in vacuum, it's 240. The other one is 167. And it's going to max out at 215.
Yeah.
So, minimum thrust, 0 kilonewtons, and should be 0 for the other one as well. You'll notice engine ISP, 265 ASL to 310 vacuum. The other one, 250 ASL to 320 vacuum.
Interesting. What does ISP stand for?
ISP is specific impulse.
Okay.
So that's going to be... the best way to explain that is a measure of... Yes. This is exactly what I want. Equate IO.
What's these?
Can't find it on the Play Store. Damn it all. Okay, whatever. I will forego the visual aid then. So, ISP is generally going to be a measure of an engine's efficiency. You might want to fix up your staging, by the way. So right now you've got your staging set. So you can click on the plus. That will show
Right.
Click on
There we go.
And then drag.
Oh, this one I have to drag.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So, the general equation for figuring out... by the way, you need another stage. Yeah.
I know.
The general equation for figuring out the... what's it called? The delta V of a rocket is going to be... Ooh, let's see if I can remember this. Delta V equals V sub V. So the change in velocity that you can achieve is going to be equal to your exhaust velocity multiplied by the logarithm of your mass ratio. Your mass ratio is going to be...
Which logarithmically because you're losing mass at the same time, I presume?
I'm not sure exactly why it is, but...
Gotcha.
So your mass ratio is going to be your wet mass divided by your dry mass.
Okay.
So, how do you figure out what your exhaust velocity is? Well, your exhaust velocity is going to be your specific impulse multiplied by gravitational acceleration at sea level.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know why it's that figure, but it really is. You really like this popcorn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I gotta stop eating it.
Help yourself, please. The more of it you eat, the less I eat, so that's good for me.
I do also want to point out, I like how the manufacturer is said to be found lying by the side of the road.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like, oh yeah, rockets are just found on the side of the road.
Yep, that's how it works. So, you multiply your ISP by 9.81. That gives you your exhaust velocity, and then you multiply that by the natural logarithm of your mass ratio, which will give you your delta V. Thankfully, in the past few years, ever since like 2016, 2017, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
the game is nice enough to calculate that for you. But the important part of that is going to be understanding what changing the ISP of a rocket does.
Mm-hmm.
You need an extra stage between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
No. You want to put the rocket in between the rocket engine on stage 2.
Like that?
Yes.
Is that my decoupler?
That's your decoupler below the engine.
Oh, I see.
That's it, yeah. Yep.
Do these don't... Oh, the fuel doesn't... Whoopsies. The fuel doesn't count... That's right, the fuel doesn't count in here, it's just engines.
Yeah, the fuel isn't something that you activate, so... as you can see, based on the specific impulse of the engine that you chose, and the fuel that you have and the amount of weight that you're carrying, you've got a delta V of 1,344 meters per second.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. But you need to adjust your staging. Because
I know.
It's not going to work with you.
There we go.
For whatever reason. There you go. And on your first stage, you've got 1,172 meters per second.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's take a look at... Do you remember which rocket engine you picked?
This one right here? Yeah.
No. The liquid engine that you put on...
Oh, yeah, I just did the double...
No, the liquid
Oh, the engine, my bad. Yeah, the engine. I picked
yes.
The swivel because it has a better ISP.
Define better.
Its range is higher, I should say, in a vacuum, and...
Its range is... What do you... Okay.
Not range. Sorry.
No.
I don't know why I thought it was a range. Yeah, it's 250 at ASL and 320 at vacuum, which is higher than this. Well, the vacuum.
It's higher in vacuum.
The vacuum one is higher.
Okay.
But I picked that because
So
at this point I would be closer to vacuum anyway. Was my thinking.
Okay. And why are you saying that you want a higher ISP? I'm not saying you're wrong. You may very well be right. But I want you to understand why.
Because bigger numbers are better. That's why. That's why I picked. Yep. Cards on the table. I picked it because it has a bigger number. Okay. It sounded cool.
Okay.
That's my engineering response to that right there. Yes.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, as I told you, delta V is V sub B log log M1 over M0, right?
Right.
V sub B equals G ISP.
Mm-hmm.
ISP is going to be a given number.
Mm-hmm.
G, as we know, is 9.81 meters per second per second. Of course, because
everybody knows that. Why don't you know that?
What
Come on.
a scrub you are.
What do you think? It's 32.2?
Please try not to get any salt in the keyboard.
Oh yeah, I haven't really touched the keyboard.
Yeah,
I'll try not to drag it across. Yeah, my bad.
Blah,
blah, blah.
So, what that means is that delta V, your delta V, or how much you can change your velocity, as we can see, the number in blue on the right, is going to be delta V equals G times ISP times log M1 over M0. Keeping G and your mass ratio constant.
The only thing you change is the ISP.
Right.
The higher ISP would theoretically mean you get a better delta V.
Which means that your delta V is going to vary linearly with your ISP.
Okay.
So yes, a higher ISP will give you more delta V. The thing to balance with that, though, is that you're going to generally, the more efficient engine you have, the lower your thrust is going to be. Which makes a lot of sense because...
Say that part again? I was eating popcorn. I was excited about my popcorn. I'm sorry.
In general, your ISP being higher will lead to you having a lower thrust. Which makes sense because...
Of your mass ratio.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You're going to have to lead the witness here.
So in general,
you're going to have lower thrust.
If you have, say, a kilogram... Excuse me. If you have a kilogram of hydrogen particles,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you're on each particle, you can exert, say, 100 pounds of force.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to accelerate each particle pretty damn fast, right?
Correct. Yep.
But the counterbalance is that it's not going to impart a huge amount of momentum, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Contrast that with if you've got a steel block of the same weight that whatever I said the hydrogen particles collectively were. And on that steel block, you can push 100 pounds. Okay, well, that's not going to accelerate the steel block very fast.
You're just talking about force. It goes mass times acceleration at
You're
this point in
going to
time.
impart a lot more momentum to yourself.
Right.
So what you're going to end up with is that you can push really hard. I'm not explaining this particularly well. You can accelerate very light fuel very quickly, and that will impart low momentum with really high efficiency.
Okay.
Or you can accelerate heavy fuel slowly, which will have poor efficiency but will push you very strong.
So you're basically, you can, depending on your ISP and what you want to do, the higher...
You want to balance your thrust and your ISP.
Right. So...
for a given task.
Your ISP, does that directly correlate to your momentum then? Or you're talking about your thrust. Your thrust correlates with your momentum in this regard.
Yeah. Your ISP will correlate with
your delta V.
Yeah. How much you can change your velocity.
I got you.
So
as a result of your mass.
So if you increase your ISP tenfold, suddenly you might have 10 times as much delta V.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, it's going to take you much longer to burn the same amount of fuel. Right? Which means that you're going to accelerate much more slowly.
Because you have more mass.
No. Because you're acting on less mass at any given time. Less of your fuel mass at any given time.
Isn't that backwards though?
No. No.
If you have more fuel.
No, you have the same amount of fuel.
Okay.
Okay, with a higher ISP.
Mm-hmm.
So you're accelerating your fuel faster.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you can essentially...
Accelerating your fuel in what regard? Because I'm still thinking of the rocket. Are you thinking of just the fuel accelerating out of the nozzle?
Well, both. I mean, it's all a contained system.
Right.
Or
are you accelerating the
contained systems?
Are you accelerating? It's not really a... You could consider it a closed system as far as control volumes are concerned. But are you talking about the mass of your fuel as you're accelerating it through the air? Or are you talking about the mass of your fuel
in a vacuum?
Okay.
So let's just take this in a vacuum. Earth doesn't exist. You're just a rocket floating in space. Okay. So out one end, you're shooting out fuel. So you can shoot out a whole bunch at a lower speed, which will give you more thrust. Or you can shoot out less at a higher speed, which will give you more delta V but lower thrust.
Okay, I get it now. I wasn't thinking of the vacuum portion of it. Again, it comes back to impulse, which impulse is very closely related to just what you're doing.
Yeah.
Typically in space, not terrestrially.
To be clear, you don't want to confuse impulse with specific impulse.
Right. I'm assuming specific impulse is...
Specific impulse is a quality of...
It's independent of...
the fuel in the rocket, in much the same way that, specific heat is a quality of ice. Doesn't matter how much ice you have... or
it's independent of mass and volume, essentially.
The ice is always going to have the same specific heat.
Right. It's just a ratio at that
point.
Should I do another boost?
So that was one math equation we explained.
Yep.
I'm going to throw another couple at you.
Oh my god, alright.
So, what we need to do is we need to get into orbit around Kerbal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we do that?
A lot of fuel. And rockets.
Well, no, more like direct. How do you get into space and stay in space without falling down?
You are accelerating.
Or without returning to them?
You make sure that your tangential velocity to Earth is fast enough that the gravitational pull of the Earth is pulling you at or below the same rate that you're going tangentially to the Earth, i.e., the planet is falling away from you faster than. Yeah, the planet is falling away from you faster than you are going.
You're shaking this whole thing.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know how bad that might be.
Your tangential velocity to the planet is in such a way that the gravitational pull pulls you towards it, but doesn't pull you fast enough that you're actually losing altitude, essentially. So, essentially, the Earth falls away from you faster than...
you fall sideways at the same rate that you're falling, that Earth is pulling you towards it.
Basically, yeah.
So, the way that this works is you can imagine the moon going around the Earth, for example. So, you've got the Earth, which has a gravitational pull on the moon, and the moon is traveling sideways in
orbit,
roughly a circular fashion. This gets a little bit complicated when you take into account solar pressure and body physics, but if we simplify everything and consider the Earth and the moon in their own little universe, then what we've got is that we have the Earth, the moon is a set distance away from it, and the moon is moving...
Can't do that.
Perfectly perpendicular to Earth. Not towards, not away from Earth at all, just exactly perfectly to the side, right?
Yep.
And so what happens is Earth, with its gravitational pull on the moon, and also the moon's gravitational pull on Earth, but we're going to ignore that for right now just to keep things more simple, is going to yank on the moon, which will of course alter the moon's trajectory, and will cause the moon to arc.
Correct.
Or to move through an arc. And so what we've got here is we've got a situation where Earth is pulling on the moon, which causes the moon to move in an arc, and the moon's inertia is carrying it in a direction where if Earth were not pulling on it, the distance between Earth and the moon would increase, right? So, in a situation of a perfectly circular orbit, the way this works out is that those values, how much Earth is pulling on the moon and how fast the moon is going, it's not going to work.
Oh, yeah, there we
Wait, will it work?
What is it?
What do you want?
Whoopsies. Cap off?
Oh,
cap
yeah, caps lock on. So you're going to make a Kirby Mark III?
Wait, the K is lowercase, right?
Yep. And then dot after the K.
There we go.
Cool. So that proves that the keyboard works. Why doesn't it work for the game? What the hell? So,
interesting. All right, well.
Yeah, the moon is moving at the perfect speed to perfectly circle around Earth. And that's a really, really helpful situation. Hold on, are you sure you want to...
No, not yet.
Yeah, let's
I'm
trying to explain some stuff here which will inform how you design this rocket here. So, I think you have some new fins, by the way, if you don't...
They were too heavy, in my opinion.
Okay.
They can tolerate more temp, but at that point... I mean,
Wait, are they heavier?
Yeah, they're heavier.
Are you sure? Oh, they are. Okay, yeah, they're about 3 times as heavy.
Yeah.
3.7 in fact.
Yeah.
So you can kind of look at the moon going around the Earth as the same as if you've got a string attached to your finger, and on the other end of the string is, say, a yo-yo. And you're being an irresponsible kid, and you're swinging that yo-yo around in the house, even though your parents told you not to. But you don't really care because you don't have any appreciation for what it costs to put a home together. So if you look at what's going on there.
Using the old bad kid analogy, I love it.
Yep, exactly.
Can I make this thing taller? Come on.
Sure, yeah. You can make it way taller.
Mm.
So what you've got going on is take your stage.
Yeah, I know. I want to pull this back down here. That's why I did that.
Gotcha.
Although I don't know if I want this. No.
No. You gotta click on the actual piece to get rid of it.
Right.
Much easier with the mouse than with the controller.
Yeah.
If you so what you've got going on is you're spinning this yo-yo around your finger, right? And if you hold your finger perfectly still, and there's friction doesn't exist, it's gone out the window. We simplify the analogy as much as we can. You draw your free body diagram. You've got the yo-yo at any given. If you like freeze time,
perfect.
It's going to be moving in a straight line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that as you let time progress, the string is constantly pulling on the yo-yo, which is constantly changing its direction of motion.
Correct.
And so you've got a case of centrifugal force.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the moon moves around the Earth is very much the same, except there's a few differences. In the case of the yo-yo, because the string is rigid,
mm-hmm.
so you can do that, but you don't have any decouplers on your solid boosters there.
I thought it did.
No.
That
decoupler is going to nothing, right?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. You
Because
might
on
have
the
some
bottom.
radial decouplers at this point.
I do. I didn't realize that that's what that was for.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway.
So the yo-yo is attached to a fixed string, which is inflexible in its length. So whatever force is required to keep the yo-yo moving in a circular motion, if we pretend that there's no gravity, there's no friction, anything, so the yo-yo can move basically at any speed, and it will be forced to move in a perfectly certain. I don't know why the staging is doing that. That's bizarre.
What the heck? Because there's 4 of them in there?
I guess something like that.
Okay, whatever.
Wait, click on the one that's in orange. There you go. Got it. Yeah. It was thinking that you were trying to separate them out.
Gotcha. No.
Okay. The string is inflexible in length, which means that it will force the yo-yo to move around in a circular motion, right?
Right.
So you can move the yo-yo at half a meter per second or at 200 meters per second. You're over 30 parts. So
I'm over 30? How?
It's probably all your fins.
Oh.
So
Because I have 16 fins. All right.
You're gonna have to take those off. Oh, or yeah, if you put them on now, it'll change to just 4.
That's what I want anyway. I think.
So
okay.
The equation for determining centrifugal force.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what that is? Or let's say acceleration.
Well.
For an object moving around in a circle.
Yeah, it's v squared over r.
Yep. Acceleration equals v squared over r.
So it's v squared over r times m. There's tension. There's a length too, isn't there?
If you multiply it by m, that will give you the force.
Yeah, that's what you wanted, right?
Yeah. Not.
What you actually wanted?
I did say centrifugal force, but force is not actually what we're after. We're after the acceleration.
Right.
So we take that equation. So A equals v squared over r.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what the? I guess you're tired of hearing me.
No, you're good.
You just want to test this out. Go ahead. You have
keep commenting.
No. I will. But try your luck here. See how far this gets you. The force, the gravitational force that's going to act between two bodies.
I still get 2 mulligans, right? Per launch?
Yes.
Okay.
2 mulligans per launch.
Sweet.
And if you want...
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Um...
What's RCS again?
RCS is like it's something you don't have, but it's like you can put little like nozzles on the side that will help you maneuver it around.
In
And
space?
those are the things that eat up monopropellant.
Gotcha.
They're not the only things, but they're
I'm assuming that
they're
again.
what monopropellant was originally designed
I'm
for.
assuming that's in space, right?
I mean, you can
use
use
it
it
here.
anywhere, but
It's typically
it's,
for
yeah.
space. Because you want to be able to like just maneuver.
It might help you maneuver if you had them in atmosphere, but so the equation for determining gravitational force between two objects is going to be F. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Equals G M of the one body multiplied by M of the other body over R squared.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to transform force into acceleration, we divide by the mass of the body being accelerated.
Okay, we're spinning a lot.
Yeah, you are. Did your boosters. You're probably going to get to space.
Oh my god. Woo! Anyway, you were saying. Don't mind me.
So, F equals GMM over R squared.
Mm-hmm.
To go from force to acceleration, we divide by the mass of the body being accelerated. So what we're going to find is that gravitational acceleration is not strictly 9.81 meters per second.
Right.
It's going to be the G, the gravitational constant, multiplied by the mass of the planet, generally speaking, unless you are accelerating the planet, but we don't generally consider planets to be accelerating because they've got so much mass that something like a spaceship or
launching off it's not going to do anything
have
to it. Yeah,
such a tiny acceleration on them that for most cases we're not really concerned with that. So in this case, the body being accelerated is going to be our spacecraft. So we're going to take G, the gravitational constant, activate it. Okay.
No, we can save it. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot that I had my throttle on.
That's all right.
Am I gonna come? Am I just gonna come straight down?
Yep, pretty much. You're gonna go right up and right back down.
Reverse launch.
Now, if you want, in the VAB, you can limit the thrust of your solid rocket boosters.
VAB.
Yeah, the vehicle assembly.
Oh.
You can limit the thrust of your
I just had way too much thrust, I think.
Which will, that's what I'm telling you. You can limit the thrust of your solid rocket boosters, which will extend the length that they're firing for, and they won't get you to like quadruple the speed of sound in atmosphere.
In atmosphere, which I don't want. It's just it's too much. It's too much acceleration right now with the aerodynamics that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Is this enough throttle?
No, stop. Solid rocket boosters, you don't control their throttle.
But there's just throttle.
Not actively, not in flight.
It's just on or off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
in the VAB.
You can set it.
Hold on, you need to go back to the launch pad because your ship is still there. Click on the right screen. Go on the launch pad. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you can, revert the flight to the VAB.
Oh, actually, revert to vehicle assembly.
Yep.
I got you.
Okay. And now you'll have 2 more mulligans. That's going to be our... So, yep, so thrust limiter, set that to whatever you want it to be. No, don't.
Okay.
Don't mess around with that.
You got it?
So,
I can't make it even, though.
You can if you're very careful, or... you might be able to, like... Right-click? No. Can you use the arrow keys to... Nope.
Well, this will be fun. I want like half.
Anyway, so gravitational acceleration is GM over R squared.
Oh, it's all of them. Okay, it gets all of them. Never mind.
It does, yeah.
What are
Because they're all in symmetry.
Makes sense. Oh, so I'm fine then. I thought I had to adjust each one. We're fine.
Right, yeah.
Even that was a little fast.
I understand where you're concerned.
I was concerned about like them not being able to have them in unison. I thought it was gonna be like this one was at 70, this one was at like 72. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, that's gonna throw me all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, you can double check that by like right clicking on a different booster. There you go. Yep. You can see they're all the same value.
Okay.
So gravitational acceleration, GM over R squared. And we have our other acceleration, centrifugal acceleration, which is going to be V squared over R. So to get in a perfectly circular orbit, we need to balance those out, right? Which means that we've got A equals GM over R squared equals V squared over R. So the value that we're looking for to figure out...
Right here.
So your thrust was maybe a little bit low.
Too low, yeah. Oh,
that's fine.
Geez,
You
oh,
live and you
geez.
learn.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, you also don't really have a lot of control over this. So
Like, because of the way I have it set up, don't I?
You might want to be aware. So what I've been getting at here is that we know that V squared over R equals GM over R squared. So we can determine that for a perfectly circular orbit, what value do we want to find out? We want to find out what? What do we need in order to get into orbit?
We need to know, I mean, I'll be honest, I've been half listening and half doing this, so it's hard to get
So what are the like common values that you might say are like almost a currency that we've been playing around with? Not funds. Give me that
I know.
much.
Well,
Not
yeah,
funds.
velocity is what we've been playing around with,
Velocity.
and mass and weight ratio, but mass to the weight ratio as well.
So it doesn't really matter what mass you're going to have once you're in orbit, though, right? Because
it doesn't matter.
Your gravitational acceleration is going to be constant, and your centrifugal acceleration is going to be constant.
Right. So we just need to worry about
those
thrust.
Vary irrespective of mass.
We just need to know the tangential velocity to keep us in orbit.
Exactly. And since we know that V squared over R equals GM over R squared,
we just need to know the radius.
So we multiply both sides by R.
Yep.
We find that V squared equals GM over R. And we take the square root of both sides, and because we're working with physics, it's going to be the positive square root, not the negative square root, because the negative square roots wouldn't really make any sense.
Yes.
You're gonna have to hover it like just below. You want to pan the camera down and zoom out. Remember how you're zooming in and out, because that's gonna be really useful.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Perfect. Does it tell me my total mass? Do I have my total mass?
V equals the square root of GM over R squared. Now, we of course know G off the top of our heads.
32.2.
What?
32.2 feet per second.
No, not even big G. You're talking about gravitational acceleration of the surface.
Oh, big G?
The universal gravitational constant.
Right. I don't remember that off the top of my head anymore.
Well, sure. But I actually can't complain because I don't remember what it is exactly. I think it's negative 6.62 e to the minus 13 or something.
You're kind of close. You got the sixes right.
6.674 e minus 11. I was only off by 2 orders of magnitude.
That's not that far off. It's fine.
Negative 2 orders of magnitude. Wait. 2 orders of magnitude and a negative multiplier. So we take 6.674 e minus 11. And of course, we're going to be taking the square root of this whole thing. And we need to multiply that by something. What do we need to multiply that by?
Our mass to cancel out our mass in that constant.
Not our mass. The mass of Kerbin.
Okay, the mass of Kerbin. I got you. Right. We're trying to do it specifically for Kerbin.
Yep. So, we need to know what the mass of Kerbin is. Well, if we open up the KSpedia...
How do I do that?
Which is in the game here. You can do it from... Not in this menu, but I believe it's one of the things on the bottom right, which might be blocked by that piece of paper. That one, I think. Hit B. Hit B again. There you go. Okay, open that up again. Okay. Oh, we made the decision to relook at KSP. God damn you! Fine. I'll bring it up on my computer. I'm trying to type out an equation. Kerbal Space Program.com. KSpedia. Xbox One. Well, it's Series X, not Xbox One, but that's fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
This is fine.
KSpedia. Spoiler alert, Kerbin has the same mass as Earth, despite having a radius 1/10 the size.
So it's dense.
It's really dense. It's way denser than osmium.
Interesting. You know,
But
fine.
is
It's
there...
fine. Let's just launch, man. Let's just launch.
Hold on. Wait, stop. There should be some way to find the value of the mass of Kerbin. I think it's one of those little buttons. It's... No, to the right. No, to the right. To the right. What's the one?
Nope.
Damn it! Maybe you can do that in flight or something. Anyway, just gonna look up mass of Kerbin. So 4.7 by 10 to the 16th kilos. And if we just take a quick look at mass of Earth, we find that Earth has a mass of 5.9722 by 10 to the 24. Okay, Kerbin has the same gravitational acceleration at the surface that Earth does.
Not mass.
Not the same mass.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so Kerbin has a thick, warm atmosphere with a mass of approximately 4.7 by 10 to the 16 kilos. And it's in kilograms, which is really convenient. Times 4.7e16. And now we divide that by the radius at which we're going to be orbiting.
Which would be 70,000 meters. Minimum.
Minimum?
70,000? Isn't that... for Kerbin, isn't that the... what? What?
You fell victim to the classic blunder.
Okay, explain to me.
70,000 meters above the surface of
Oh,
Kerbin.
yeah, you're right. Forgot about that.
Not from the geometric center.
Yeah.
So, if we take a look at the radius of Kerbin, we find that Kerbin is 600 kilometers, or 600,000 meters. So, we divide all that by 670,000. And we find that's not... That cannot... Nope. Hold on. A mistake has been made. Orbital velocity. Calculator. Hold on.
Good day, Chief. You got it?
Oh, this is just...
Delightful.
Okay. So it's giving me a semi-major axis of be 670 kilometers, right? The radius of Kerbin is 600 kilometers.
670, but that's yeah.
Orbiting at 100 kilometers is an orbital radius of 50 kilometers. What? Wait, what? Orbiting at 100 kilometers is an orbital radius of 50 kilometers. Add 600 to 100.
Somebody didn't type that incorrectly.
What the hell?
Somebody definitely did not type that incorrectly.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at Kerbin on the Kerbal Space Program wiki.
Okay.
Got a couple values here. Alright. Physical characteristics. Equatorial radius 600,000 meters. Plus 70. That's going to be... Yeah, okay. So 670. 000. Eccentricity 0. Star mass. I'll put this into kilograms. 5.29 E22. That is a way different mass than I was told. Just hold on.
I had one fin on. Whoopsies.
Yeah, that's not good.
I was wondering why I think everything was
What
all
the
over
hell?
the place. You alright?
Okay, so I wondered maybe that's the mass of the atmosphere on Kerbin or something. I don't even know how somebody would calculate that, but I guess they're smarter than I am. If you look at Kerbin mass, the first figure that you'll see is 4.7 E16 kilograms. But if you go on the Kerbal Space Program wiki and you look up Kerbin, it has a mass of 5.29 E22. That is 6 orders of magnitude larger.
Yeah, it's much different.
So that's why I got an orbital velocity of 2 meters per second.
Mm-hmm. Which is
No, aliens have not found me. Go away, ad.
Get out of here, ad.
5.29. 15158 E22. 158 E22. Standard gravitational parameter. I'm just going to assume that auto-populated correctly.
What on earth?
No, I didn't want.
I'm very confused. Why does, as soon as I decouple, why does it just start flying all over the place?
Because you're still in atmosphere.
But
you're still in relatively thick atmosphere.
Well, I get that, but
and
why?
You're probably pretty top heavy. And so in fact, at the top you're much wider than you are at the bottom. So
okay, so the onion is.
So your drag would want your head to be behind you.
Well, yeah, of course, but why does the onion make it like that? I mean, I understand it aerodynamically, but what's the point of doing the onion then if it's just going to be like that?
Well, you need some more control when you're mid-stage.
Like what? Oh, more fins maybe. Add more fins. More fins. 100%. More fins. More fins.
So,
That's
star mass, a lot. Satellite mass, not a lot.
interesting. SAS.
What the hell? Oh, velocity. Okay. So, you need a lateral velocity of 2,296 meters per second.
Okay. That's helpful enough. Where do I see lateral velocity on here? Is there such a thing in the game?
You don't. So,
I just kind of guess.
Yeah, well, if you're moving perfectly in a perfectly circular orbit, all of your velocity at any given time will be completely level. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this thing is really wonky. It desperately does not want to go straight up.
It's because you've got a bunch of fins near the top now. They're kind of dragging you. Yep, and they're not quite enough to keep you stable. So let's go back to the VAB.
That's what I meant to do.
That might have been your second mulligan anyway.
That's fine.
All right, so let's take a look at our delta V status here. So you've got 1,162 meters per second in your first stage, and 1,329 meters per second in your second stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nominally, that's, sufficient to get you to orbit, right?
Nominally. Yeah.
But there may be other considerations to make here. Okay, you're starting over.
I don't even like the onion pod.
Okay.
So, yep.
Totally
we're getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it.
Totally up to you. Left click on the pod.
I've been doing that. It's not helping.
You were dragging it, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay. Take it easy.
Actually, I put a couple.
So, yep, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Now, you can also put a heat shield on your pod, and you may want to do that.
Yes.
That'll be under thermal. So you're gonna want to take the decoupler off.
Right. I don't want to decouple my heat shield.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want the heat shield attached to the rocket. You want the heat shield attached to the pod.
Come on. There we go.
Nice. So you're gonna want the 1.25 meters. That's how big your pod is.
Okay.
Now you do also have a radiator panel. I will tell you that at this time, that's not going to be particularly helpful. You have landing struts, not going to be particularly helpful.
No.
You're not going to the moon just
Communication.
yet.
Nope.
You can put a commutron on, if you want. Not strictly necessary. I can't tell you how bummed out I am that the keyboard doesn't work for some reason. So you do need to consider that you're going to use up a lot of your energy actually getting high and getting out of the atmosphere. You're going to lose a lot to atmospheric drag. You're going to lose a lot fighting gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot is going to be going towards just moving you straight up and down instead of moving you laterally like you want to do. This is why when you're still in the atmosphere, we have you lean over pretty aggressively.
Right.
On top of that, you have to consider that 2.2 kilometers per second, that will get you into orbit, but you also need to come back from orbit.
Right. So meaning I need to have a thruster that can actually aim me towards it and take me out of my orbit.
Or you're just gonna need enough fuel to deorbit yourself once you've established an orbit.
Right. Science? I don't want more science. I need a...
Well, you don't have any atmospheric pressure on your pod there.
What do you mean?
Your barometer.
Do I want that?
It's a science experiment.
I didn't have it on the last one.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right, I did.
You do want a parachute.
I suppose.
We don't care so much about Deb's life, but we want to save that science.
Yes, we do. Science is important here.
So you want them all the way at the bottom. There you go. So, consider extending, perhaps, or adding another stage, before your final liquid stage. So ideally, you probably want enough delta V in your final stage to get you to orbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's add one or two more tanks to your current liquid stage.
Okay.
How's everybody in the chat doing? Y'all learning a lot?
Y'all learning today?
Y'all gonna learn today?
Gonna learn today. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. No, nope. Okay.
Nope, you had it. Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
Down,
Goodness
right there.
gracious. Do another one. There we go.
Alright. So what do you have there? 1900.
Mm-hmm.
Still not quite enough to get to orbit on its own.
We'll just do another one of these. That'll be fine.
You know, if you want. It's really hard to orient yourself properly with a solid rocket booster. You do also have the service bay. I didn't realize you had that yet. So the service bay is an interesting piece because that's a little bay that can open up and close down. You can put your science experiments in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I can just put that here and then it like underneath and then a heat shield on top of it or something like that, so it comes back.
So it's about as wide around as the bottom of the Mark 1 pod.
Yeah, that's what I mean to say. Like you put it on the bottom of the Mark 1 pod, then your heat shield, then you would do your decouplers.
Yeah. If you were going to use it, you don't have to, but you can.
Yeah, not right now. Well, it is code. Communication science.
So let's add in another stage.
Okay. I'm assuming right here.
Sure.
I'll just add it here, I guess. So we add a couple.
Okay. I was going to say another liquid stage between your current liquid stage and your solid rocket booster.
Pardon? Okay, that's where I wanted it.
What? That's a solid rocket booster.
Actual fuel. Oh, that took off the... That's fine.
It did. But you can add another one. There you go.
Nope, 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 nope.
Yeah, so that's a small tank. There you go. So now so this is going to be a mid-atmosphere lift stage still.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put on the LVT-30. Okay. Now let's mess around with your staging so that nothing fires out of order.
Excuse me? Hold on. This needs to be...
Yeah, so if you just click on or drag the stage itself, you can just move the whole stage.
I guess yeah, makes sense.
So like if you click on the 2 there, you can move it around.
Solid fuel, couple, liquid, couple, liquid, couple.
Okay, so you definitely have enough fuel to get to space, and in fact get to orbit.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be ready with an itchy trigger finger to cut your thrust when it comes time for that.
That way I can get back to Earth.
Right.
Kerbal.
So that you have enough. Uh-oh.
Oh.
So this is an issue. Pause. Let's revert to the VAB.
Why is it falling over?
You're
Good
a little
call.
unstable.
Yeah.
It's kind of... So, let's explore what we can do. Let's go to structural. Okay, you don't have that piece yet. Let's go to...
Can I do a radial stage? And
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You can put on another couple... or do you want... Yeah, well, how are you thinking of doing it?
I was thinking of attaching it. Sorry, thinking of attaching it radially to the first liquid stage, like that.
Okay. Your liquid engine is attached to the booster. Right?
I was wondering what was going on with that. This is not correct.
You want 3? Okay. You can do 3. And so what that'll let you do is that will let you put the fins on your liquid stage,
Mm-hmm.
which will keep them towards the back constantly. And you make sure you take the decoupler off the liquid.
Yeah, I will. You will. Mighty nose cones. Aerodynamics. Nose cones.
Yeah. No.
I can't do it in that menu. I have to just
Yeah.
take it off.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
You have to physically grab it. Now drag
Firmly
the
grasped
fix
it.
above the 5. No, not like that. Click on the orange 6. There you go, just like that.
Perfect.
You want it right there. Okay. And so now what you could do is you could have your liquid engine fire like at, say, low throttle at the same time as your solid rocket boosters, right?
Mm-hmm.
The solid rocket boosters run out first, attach it to the liquid stage. That way, when you ditch the solid rocket boosters, you still have them.
Yeah. I'm still over parts. I have 2 parts I'm over. I could take off a canister of fuel on each.
So you could do that, or let's go up to the top.
I could take off some of the science, but...
So you can reduce your science redundancy here. You can have 1 science experiment per thing.
Why do I have... Oh, right, because then it's at the 3.
So if you right-click, it'll actually go down. The symmetry thing.
Yeah.
The weight's not going to impact you too much.
Oh.
It's alright.
Yeah, I'm not worried about weight. I'm worried about just making sure it's symmetric.
Well, I mean, like the, it's not going to mess with your thrust too much.
Yeah, no, I figured. It's okay. We're good?
I think you're looking good. Now, do you want your liquid rocket to fire at the same time as your solid rocket? Because that will give you a little bit more control. So, one of the things I didn't talk about, a lot of the liquid rockets, the LVT-30 might actually not be one of them,
Mm-hmm.
will gimbal. And so what that means is that the throttle cone will be able to shift and lean slightly. So that will allow you to
adjust.
Right, to offset your thrust slightly, which will spin your rocket around. That happens automatically as you input commands for the rocket to pitch and turn, and it does not affect how well the rocket will roll, though. Unless you have it set up in a
No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Why did you... Why? Why? Can I just...
No.
Okay. That was frustrating.
Sorry, it's only 2 parts that you gotta put back on.
No, I know.
But you have to... There you go.
You can do it. Come on.
Make sure the point that it will attach at is the point where your mouse is. So now it's on. Now it's off the radial decouplers. Now it's on radial decouplers. You see?
Just what I want.
Yep.
Aerodynamics, cones.
Cons. Are you gonna let? Okay.
I want half thrust. I don't want to have...
Okay. Sure.
I mean, I guess.
I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying it's bad.
I'm gonna do that. That's, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Consider your staging.
Like that.
Okay. Let's save it. And let's just check and make sure that we got a pilot in the seat. We in fact do.
Jebediah.
Good old Jeb. Jebby Jeb.
Alrighty. No time like the present. Right?
Well.
Why?
So.
I have to lower them, don't I?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So if you move down those radial decouplers a little bit lower. No, click on the decoupler.
Oh, the decoupler.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, you gotta set the symmetry now. Okay, click on the decoupler, and then you want to move the decoupler down. Right about... That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Launch. So you don't want to eat up all of your liquid fuel all at once.
So I'm gonna have the throttle down on that one.
You've got a whole lot of thrust assisting you, so let's keep our throttle low. Not quite that low, a little higher. That's probably fine. Let's turn on SAS. And let's launch. You want to start leaning just a little bit. Get yourself so you can see that little white dot at the top. Basically, you're, yeah, a little bit north, leaning northeast.
I mean, I'm not controlling that portion of it. It's not letting me control that.
Gotcha. Well, you just do your best. So that's going to be the problem with
It's
the trilateral symmetry.
Yeah, it's just going to start to roll.
And you want to keep your throttle low when you jettison your solid rocket boosters, because that's going to lower your chance of impacting one of them at high speed and destroying your rocket. And then as soon as you're clear of them, you want to throttle right back in. Okay, so they run out and hold. Just hold. Try to lean over onto the 90 if you can. Good. Okay, let's ditch them. You're free. Okay, let's throttle up. And let's start leaning you pretty much all the way over at this point. Get yourself on that 90 line. Good.
Come on.
Keep going. Lean more aggressively. You're almost into space. Being way more aggressive. Just hold it until you're right on the... There you go. Okay. Let's take a look at the map real quick before you engage the next stage.
Okay, map. No, that's not the map. Map.
Okay. Get down there. Okay. So you're gonna wait. Yeah. So you're headed pretty. You're gonna be pretty inclined here, but that's okay. So you want to let's align you, horizontally with your
90 degrees.
No, with your prograde marker.
Right, this one right here?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean?
Oh, put yourself like right under it.
Oh, like this. Right here? Or do you mean right here?
Like...
It's not gonna do that in this menu.
What?
Yep.
It doesn't in the PC menu? What the hell?
Nope. So what do you want me to do?
Get yourself
Hold on, I'm still not able to do that.
Jesus.
Oh,
throttle down, throttle way down. Okay. Pitch down. A little bit more right about there, and then get yourself on the horizon. So basically, just making sure that you're in line with your prograde vector.
I got you.
Okay. And once that prograde vector gets to about, like, say, the 10 degree mark.
10 degree mark? Oh, inching towards me, because it comes towards me. I got you. Then I'll activate my rocket.
Yep, and you'll just go full throttle. And we're going to take a look at the map. And it should actually... Let's go to the map right now. Okay, and if you click in just, like, the center of the map so that you're not selecting that... Okay, now you should be able to... Let's see if you can... Yeah, see, I knew you could. So you can adjust yourself right now. So put yourself back where you were. So now you should be able to control your throttle from here, and we can watch your orbit. Yeah. And so once your orbit gets all the way around to be perfectly circular, you're going to cut your engines totally.
And call it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm waiting for the 10 degree mark.
What's your cutoff time?
11 at the latest.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, we got about a half hour.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go...
Full throttle?
Now. And we'll probably get a little bit beyond the apoapsis, but that's fine.
Oh, I see. That's the orbit thing going up. I guess we want 2,000 meters a second, roughly, right?
Yeah, 2.2.
2.2. Okay, we'll get there with that. This amount of fuel. We'll try.
We have enough fuel. We have more than enough fuel. Okay. Let's throttle down a little. A little more. Hold. Let's throttle down a little more. No, just a tiny amount of throttle. And hover your mouse over the PE over there. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cut it. You're in orbit.
Woo!
You have made it to space, my good sir. How does it feel?
Fantastic. What is this right here?
Oh, Jeb has now leveled up because you've got him into orbit, so if you click on either the prograde or the retrograde, he will automatically hold on to one of those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to hold on to prograde. Anyway.
Not
that really matters, because I'm just on orbit.
You're not actually... If anything, you'd want to hold on to retrograde because you're not going to be accelerating yourself anymore. The only place you're going is back home.
True. Oh, well, good for you, Jeb. Really learning.
All right. Congratulations. Let's take some science while you're in orbit.
Okay. I need to go mini again then, don't I?
Yep. So go get out of the map view. And then...
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, do you remember how you were zooming in the VAB?
Yeah, it doesn't do this. It's not the same way here.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I know that because we were doing it in the first episode. There is a way to zoom in, but I don't know what it is. Let me look it up real quick. This is way harder than doing any of the math to try to figure out, Kerbal Space Program and Xbox zoom in. How do I not rotate the camera on console quick speed? We're talking about all the advanced options that pop up under the square menu. Oh, I just found out about I found out you need to have advanced tweakables turned on from the settings. Then any part you press square on to bring up the menu, there should be a new option called aim camera, along with a few other new options. Right trigger? No.
Oh.
Left trigger. That's gonna be counter roll. Right bumper? Oh, that's the map. Hey, we know how to go to the map now.
Yep.
That's handy. Left bumper. What does that do?
No, it's both together. Left and right together. Both of the map.
Interesting. If you click in the left stick and then pull right trigger, like hold the left stick clicked in, and then zoom in with the right trigger. Maybe?
Left stick.
No.
Oh.
Hold the right trigger, or hold the right stick clicked in and zoom in with the right trigger.
Tried that already.
Damn it. What about the D-pad?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that's your throttle. What about the... Okay, so I guess like up on the D-pad will like slowly increase the throttle, and like left will set it to max or something. Oh, you might not be in orbit anymore. Hold on. Hover over your PE. Do you see it?
Right here.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay, set yourself to prograde.
Okay.
And click out so you can... No, sorry. Give yourself in the map view. There you go. And give yourself just a little bit of throttle. And let's keep your mouse hovered over the PE. As soon as it reads 70,000, cut throttle. There you go. Okay, so you're safe in orbit now.
Oh.
So don't touch the D-pad. Yeah, what the hell? What does X do? Brake. X is the brakes. Interesting.
Interesting.
Open up the context menu for a part while in flight and select aim camera. Aim camera at the top.
Aim camera?
So, yeah, so that same menu, aim camera. Okay, well that's...
Not helpful at all.
Technically... Yeah.
Where's my hatch? Where's my hatch? Right? Crew hatch.
No, you gotta click on the pod. The not hatch part of the pod. Yeah. Let's do crew report. Seems you already have a crew.
Yeah, I already did it.
Okay. Did you get the temperature and the pressure?
I got all the temperature. Yeah. Did I get pressure?
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
I know.
I was trying to find out how you can zoom in.
Wait, what did I just do? Why am I... What just happened?
I'm not sure.
What the hell just happened? Are we still alright?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Periapsis, in case I didn't clarify this, periapsis is your lowest point in your
Yeah, I figured that.
Okay. Press map.
There it
Yeah,
is.
non-pressure data. Okay. Experiment. You got the goo, you got the temperature.
I got both temperatures, yeah.
Okay, we are ready to deorbit, if you would like. Now,
aren't I supposed to climb out and gather, or no?
you can't. You can't do that in space until you upgrade certain buildings.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why. Every time I hit B, it logs me out of the prograde or retrograde. Okay.
So...
Now I just need to deorbit, right?
Hold on. If you hold right trigger, that spins you, right?
I can't even find the... yeah.
If you hold right trigger and then move the left stick. I don't know how you're supposed to do this. Maybe left bump, or maybe like one of the bumpers and hold the stick, and move the stick. Hold the bumper and move the stick.
I'm sorry. What? Which bumper?
Right bumper and move the left stick.
Nope.
Well, you're stuck in the menu there.
Nope.
What the hell?
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, how'd you do it?
Right bumper and right stick.
Right stick. Damn it! I was gonna recommend that next, but I lost all faith. Okay, so now you know how to zoom in and out.
Finally.
Yeah.
So now what do we do?
Now, let's take a look at the map. So when you land, you want to land in water because water will be a softer landing than land.
Right. So I need to land over here.
Yeah. So you can fire a little bit. No. Fire your rocket a little bit right now. So you're facing retrograde.
Right.
So if you fire your rocket, what's going to happen?
It's going to launch me into a...
describe what's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to slow me down.
No, to your orbit. How is the shape of your orbit going to change?
It's going to contract. Right?
So...
on retrograde...
your apoapsis will be dragged closer to where you are.
Right.
Your periapsis will be forced further to the exact opposite end, right?
Right.
Okay, and so then from there, your apoapsis will more closely approach your current position, and then your periapsis will, once it approaches the opposite side of the planet, it will shrink down, and eventually it'll be eclipsed by the planet itself.
Right, the whole idea is you're just negating, since you're retrograde, you're negating your tangential velocity.
Yes, but
in a controlled manner.
I'm talking about like some of the possibly less intuitive aspects of what's gonna keep an eye on the map screen. You want to do this all on the map screen. So move the camera around so you can see the periapsis. Where's it at right?
It's right here.
Once it gets to about like 15,000, you just cut your engine. And then what we're gonna do is, right before you hit the atmosphere, we're going to keep you pointed retrograde. You're just going to burn all the rest of your fuel to slow yourself down as much as possible.
Okay.
So, once that hits about 15, 27, 26, 25, 4, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, kill it. Okay.
That's pretty close.
Yep. So now let's speed up time a little bit.
10 times speed. I'm aware.
Click on Don't Show Again. Also, we're not doing physics work. Okay, so go do it again because it didn't take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Time Warp is going to be your best friend on the many months long missions that we'll
I can imagine.
unfortunately have to do.
Tell me my current, it does. So I'm getting close to having to fire, right?
Yep. Okay, so let's fire right now. So it'll automatically take you out of Time Warp once to get in the atmosphere, by the way.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got to be careful with that, though, because for, not all celestial... Okay, you're out of fuel. Let's dump your tanks, because those are just going to weigh you down. And now you're just going to ride in on your heat shield.
Cool.
You really have to be careful about that. So if you're on a suborbital trajectory on a body that does not have an atmosphere, like the moon or Minmus,
it'll just keep going.
Right. It will not pull you out. It might pull you out at like 10,000 meters or 5,000 meters or something. Usually that's like too late for you to totally arrest your momentum, though.
I'm not gonna land on water, by the way.
So, by the way, take a look at your velocity there above the gimbal. You see how it says orbit? So it's got different modes for measuring your velocity. So right now it's measuring your velocity as compared to the geometric center of the planet.
Right.
When it gets to surface mode, that's measuring your velocity as compared to the surface of the planet. So
right.
The planet's, not spinning, they're going to be exactly the same. If the planet is rotating like Kerbal does, where it's got 6-hour-long days, there's going to be a pretty significant difference. Different modes are useful for different things. There's a third mode called docking, and so that's where if you have another satellite set as your target, the docking velocity measurement will measure your velocity as compared to your target. And it will change your prograde, each different, you see it just switched to surface now because you're coming down. Each different velocity measurement mode will change your prograde, retrograde, normal, anti-normal, radial, and anti-radial vectors. Because each of those will pop your chute. Because each of those will be dependent on what you're measuring your velocity against. So if you're measuring your velocity against the surface, then in general, your prograde vector is going to be one way. But then if you suddenly switch to targeting mode, then you're going to be moving different relative to the surface than you are relative to your target. So suddenly your prograde and retrograde vectors are going to be in a totally different way, or totally different direction, I should say.
Pretty new science.
Yeah, you got a decent amount. You're back up to 200,000 funds, so that's pretty good.
All right.
So let's take a look at the R&D center. And now these are all the same science value. You can only get one of these, so pick carefully because you only have enough for one. So
Stay Putnik. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get another antenna, a new experiment, batteries, your first probe. You can get some winglets that will actually move back and forth, so they'll give you greater control in atmosphere. You can get a reaction wheel that you can add to different... Yeah, that's like the Onion, but upgraded.
Interesting.
You moved yourself back by accident. Yeah, so you can get some... You can start to get some spaceplane parts, some struts that'll help you keep your structural stability together, some bigger decouplers.
Structural fuselage. Interesting.
So a fuselage, yeah, that's just like a structural component. It's just a tube that you can put to like lengthen your space planes, I guess.
Interesting.
So launch stability enhancers, those can be really important. So you know how we had some
they're falling over,
stability issues at the beginning of that rocket's launch. Yeah.
Advanced rocketry. This is just a
bigger engines, more efficient engines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that's a radial attachment engine, so you can attach like 5 of those to one fuel tank, or 2, or whatever.
Mass liquid fuel oxidizer variants. Okay. Tank adapter. Oh, so you can go from the smaller to the bigger one.
Exactly.
That's nice. I kind of like this one.
And so that's okay. So you can get that if you want. Okay, you've made your choice.
Yep.
You might want to purchase his parts.
Purchase them?
Yeah, you gotta buy them before you can.
Oh. Right. I forgot that that's not a part of it. Automatically selecting them.
So let's go back to the space center. Let's take a look at contracts.
That was the wrong one.
Space center.
Right. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, so let's go to the... Not that one, that one. Mission control. Okay, so, we could do explore
The mun.
Yeah, the mun. So, this, may be a little bit daunting. It's not all that bad. All you have to do is send something to fly near the moon.
Okay, so you don't have to actually land on it?
Right.
Okay.
So you can pick that if you want. So that'll give you a total of 128,000 funds, 7 science, and 15 reputation, plus an advance of another 128,000, looks like. So that'll give you, like 250,000 funds.
That's pretty good.
Total. Yeah. Yeah. So you can pick that if you want. Or you can take a look at some of the other ones here and see if any of them... You don't have any active contracts, right?
No, I don't. If I activate this contract, though, because we're not going to be able to do it tonight.
No, we won't.
Will it expire?
Plenty of time. No, it doesn't expire. The offer will expire.
So I should take it.
Yeah. It's worth just generally. So the ones that have that symbol there, where it's like basically the Guinness Book of World Records,
they don't expire. They're just like they're in game actual like kind of game progression
right.
Even. I'm assuming.
So if you go to active and
expire.
So it'll never expire. You have until forever to get that done.
Gotcha. Then it's just building the rocket, getting
yeah, and it looks like the background is glitching out a little bit. Do you see that?
Yeah, what's going on?
Or maybe that was just the mountains against the sky, and it just looked weird with the UI right above it.
Yeah, it is weird. Interesting. And so now you just...
Okay, and you can take a look at managing some buildings and maybe upgrading a couple. It's right about 11 o'clock, so it's just about time for us to end. Is there anything that you wanted to do that we did not have a chance to do?
In here?
Just in the game. Full stop.
Tonight? No, I really wanted to get into orbit. That was my big goal. That was my big goal.
Awesome.
Which we achieved.
I'm glad I could help you out doing that.
Yeah, that's cool. Nope, that is not what I wanted. Okay. Gilly.
Spoilers.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Oh, whoops.
Don't worry about that. We'll get there.
Nothing to see here. Please disperse.
So yeah, if you use the thumbsticks maybe to shift the highlighter thing. There you go.
Okay.
So you've already upgraded the launch pad.
Mission control, research and development. I'm assuming you can't, or can you?
You can upgrade that. Oh yeah. So eventually, you'll get to certain things in research and development that you will not be able to research anymore because you won't be upgraded enough for it.
Gotcha. Okay, so can I upgrade the actual DAB?
Yes, you can. Hit X. There you go. So you can upgrade it for 225,000 funds.
So I
don't do that.
No money left, basically.
Yeah, you will not have any money.
What about R&D? No. Okay. Mission control.
So you can do that, but what that's going to do is that's going to increase the number of contracts that you can take at any given time.
Oh, so I don't really need to worry about that right now.
Yeah, that's not really much of a bottleneck for you.
Flagpole. Oh, okay. I don't have to do anything with the flagpole.
So,
Better.
if you upgrade this, if you hover your mouse over the upgrade button, it might tell you what it'll change. Yeah, there you go. So you can have 12 instead of 5. Kerbals can go on EVAs, and Kerbals on EVAs can place flags.
Okay, so that means I can get out of the vehicle, basically.
And if you do that, it will open up another avenue for science for you.
Oh, nice.
So that might be worth doing. Okay, you did it? Okay.
I did. Okay.
Did you mean to do that, or?
Yep.
Okay, sure. We'll just take your word for it. Okay, so I think we're going to leave off here for now. You don't have... that would leave you with 9 custom funds.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. This is going to be a very long ongoing series that we will really take our time exploring. I hope I'm not guiding you too much, but I also hope that I'm not like drowning you in impossible to understand material. We're gonna revert this because
this is how we're
This is not real. This is not an actual rocket launch.
Nope.
This is just a drill. This is just like when Dr. Evil in Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me blew up the White House. It wasn't real. It was just a video clip. This is a simulation. This isn't real.
This is how we're signing off tonight.
Alright, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to hit that follow button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, links to either in the description. You can feel free to hit that like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon for notifications when new videos go live. And yeah, the more you guys do that stuff, the more incentive we have to keep making these videos. So if you do like these videos, that's a good way to make sure they keep coming out. So thank you guys so much once again for watching. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I'm having a blast here.
Absolutely.
And you're blasting off.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't take a break to have a word from our sponsor, so I will just say, drink plenty of water, kids. It's good for you. It's water. It's most of, what's in these rockets, really, because it's all just a bunch of hydrogen that gets burned up with oxygen, and they're just crapping out water. It's really hot water, but it's
very
still
hot
water.
Very hot water.
I don't recommend... I really recommend that you wait to drink the water coming out of those rockets until it cools down properly. But at any rate, that's all I've got to say. Galen, any word from you before we head out?
Thank you again to our sponsor. It's been good to be here. Good to be here on Kerbin. Some nice commentary from Alan over there with the glugging.
Oh,
I'm confused as to why I can't go retrograde or
really
prograde. Can I? Can I?
have SCS on.
Oh, no wonder I've been flipping all over the place.
Yep.
Okay, prograde.
Retrograde.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's revert this flight to the BAB so that we're not wasting any funds. By the way, just
there we go.
Just for the sake of my nervousness.
Yes, of course. It's gonna be
this
fine.
This is the part of the game where it's going to start getting a little bit more difficult.
Gotcha.
But once we get over this hump, that's when things are gonna kind of start to get a lot easier too. And once we get certain upgrades, there's gonna be a lot of tools that will be available to us that are really going to enhance what we can do, and you're gonna notice that as there are a lot more challenges presented before us, so too will there be many opportunities to do things that, honestly, I'm sure are pretty daunting right now. Like,
with great challenge comes great opportunity.
Do you have any idea how we're going to get to the moon?
No
idea. Yeah, that's going to be a little tricky.
I mean, I can presume that we might possibly use Kerbin's gravitational pull to kind of rocket us towards it, but It depends on where we launch from in relation to the Mun. I don't know where the Mun is in the solar system compared to Kerbin, so.
Well, so the Mun it's actually pronounced Moon.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
I'm gonna call it the Mun.
Yeah, well, that's your
We're
prerogative.
sticking to it.
You're sticking. You don't speak.
I'm
for me.
sticking. I'm
Yeah.
sticking to it. I'm sticking.
You're
to it.
sticking to that. I am gonna call it the proper. The Mun is in basically the same place that the
Proceeds to
Moon
call it the
is.
Mun.
Well, I'm calling it that for your sake.
Oh, that's
here.
fair.
It's in the same place relative to Kerbin that the Moon is relative to Earth.
Okay.
That's the other reason I called it the Mun. Is I didn't want to say the Moon is in the same place as the Moon.
I gotcha. Then it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
All right, it's 11 o'clock. We got to get going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Bye bye.